Hi all, welcome to Nursing Diaries. In this video, we will be discussing about probability curve or Z test. Most of the variables, when classified into a frequency distribution, follow a certain fixed pattern. This pattern becomes more and more consistent with the increase in the number of observations. A probability distribution is a function that describes the likelihood of obtaining the possible values that a random variable can assume. Normal distribution is a frequency distribution in which a large number of observations of any variable biological characteristics such as HB, height, weight, pulse, etc. are made with a small class interval. It is also known as Gaussian distribution. When plotted graphically, it calls normal curve or Gaussian curve. The normal distribution plays a very predominant part in medical and biological research. The normal distribution will have following characteristics. Half of the measurements lie above the mean and half below. Most of the measurements or observations are concentrated around the mean. All observations are symmetrically distributed on either side of the mean. That is, if they are arranged in an order, the highest frequency will be seen in the middle around the mean and the lowest at the extreme, decreasing smoothly on both sides. This is called central tendency or concentration of observations around the central value or mean. We will see the properties of normal probability curve. You can see in the picture and you can have an idea about the properties. First one is it is normal bell-shaped curve. The tail of the curve are asymptotic to the baseline. That means that the tail of the curve approaches baseline but never touch it. You can see in the picture that tails are not touching the baseline. The mean, median and mode in the normal curve coincide or fall at the same point. So that shows that all measures of central tendency are equal and stable at highest peak axis. So we can say that mean equal median equal mode. So all has a same point and same value. The curve is unimodal. The curve is symmetrical at the center. So usually it will be around the mean. The next one is the area under curve represents total frequency of the distribution. The normal curve has two parameters, that is mean and standard deviation. So based on the mean and standard deviations, the normal curve can be distributed. Like mean with one standard deviation indicates 68.27% and mean with two standard deviation indicates 95.45% and mean with 3 standard deviation indicates 99.73%. So in the bell-shaped curve which is given here, you can see the percentage of the distribution accordance with mean and standard deviations. So that will be spread in both the side of the mean. So the standard deviation tells you that how tightly the data is clustered around the mean. It allows us to compare different distributions that have different types of data, including different means. For example, if you get a score of 90 in maths and 95 in English, so we may be thinking that we are better in English than maths. However, in math, you score 2 standard deviation above the mean and in English only 1 standard deviation above the mean. It tells you that in math, your score is far higher than most of the students. Your score falls into the tail. Based on this data, you actually perform better in math than in English. So that's a formula for calculating Z value, which is the mean which is derived from the value of the population divided by standard deviation. In this case, we may get either negative or positive value. And if it is positive value, that shows the standard deviation above the mean, and the negative value shows the standard value below the mean. Let us have some exercises. The first exercise is the grade on the math midterm at Springer are roughly symmetrical with mean 68, standard deviation 4.5. Brandon scored 71 on the exam. Find the Z score for Brandon's exam grade. Here we can see the formula for Z, calculating Z. So when we put the values into the formula, we will be getting 0.67. So the Z score is 0.67. So in other words, we can say that Brandon's score was 0.67 standard deviations above the mean, as it is positive value. Next exercise, nutritionist measured the sugar content in grams for 32 drinks at Jake's Java coffee shop. The drinks had a mean of 18 gram and a standard deviation of 5 gram, and the distribution was roughly symmetric. A grand mocha cappuccino at Jake Java contains 14 gram of sugar. Calculate the standardized score or Z score for the grand mocha cappuccino. When we apply the values into the formula, we will be getting minus 0.8. It shows that this drink has 0.8 standard deviations below the mean of the 32 drinks. The next example is, scores on a particular test are normally distributed with a standard deviation of 4 and a mean of 30. What is the probability of anyone scoring less than 40? So here again we apply the formula Z. Here the 40 is the value, the mean is 30 and the standard deviation which is given here is 4. When we calculate, we'll be getting about 2.5, that is the standard deviation. Next we'll see area to the left, as it is a positive score. When we calculate the value in the Z table, we will be getting about 0.9938. We can say that 99.38% of the persons are having the probability to get the score less than 40. Next we will see about divergence from normality. So here we are mainly discussing about skewness and kurtosis. In actual practice, frequency distributions are rarely symmetrical. Rather, they show varying degrees of asymmetry or skewness. In a perfectly symmetrical distribution, the mean, median and mode coincides, whereas this is not in asymmetrical or skewed distributions. When frequency distribution or a frequency curve is not symmetrical about the peak, it is said to be skewed. In other words, one tail of the curve will be longer than the other in skewed curve. This can be either to right or left of the peak. Measures of skewness indicates two things. The magnitude of skewness and the direction of the bunching score on one side of the central tendency. Skewness is thus a measure of asymmetry and shows the manner in which the items are clustered around the average. Next we will see about the kurtosis. Kurtosis is the measure of the flat-topedness of a curve. So here you can see the three types of kurtosis: leptokurtic, mesokurtic and platykurtic curves. First one is leptokurtic. Here the curve is more peaked than the normal curve. Next is mesokurtic, because it is kurtic in the center. Bell-shaped curve is a mesokurtic one. Next, last one is platykurtic. When a curve is more flat than the normal curve is known as platykurtic. In brief, kurtosis is the humbleness of the curve. Next, we will see the importance of measures of skewness and kurtosis. Measures of skewness and kurtosis together with measures of central tendency and variability conveys all the information ordinarily needed to understand and interpret any distribution. It indicates the extent of non-normal variation in a series of scores. It helps in comparison of the shape of two or more distribution. In educational and psychological measurements, skewness assumes importance because it makes the central tendency difficult to interpret. Skewness and kurtosis are often applied to describe return in finance. These are the uses of skewness and kurtosis. So next video we will be discussing further regarding the inferential statistics. Stay tuned. Thank you.